Wylock 3rd grade worksheet lesson 3. Write the number in order from greatest to least. Number 1, we have 7,837, 5,126, and 3,541. To compare these numbers, we have to first look at their thousands place. So for the first number, its thousands place is 7. And for the second number, it's 5. And for the third number, it's 3. They're all different, so we can start ordering them. Since 7 is greater than 5 and 3, the first number must be the greatest. And since 5 is in between 3 and 7, it has to go second. And since 3 is less than both 5 and 7, 3,541 has to go last, meaning that it's the least number. Let's move on to number 2. We have 2,793, 2,728, and 2,756. When we compare their thousands place, we can tell that they're the same. And the same goes for the hundreds place. So we have to actually move on to the tens place. The tens place of the first number is 9, the second is 2, and the third is 5. Since 9 is greater than both 2 and 5, 2,793 goes first. Since 5 is greater than 2 but less than 9, it goes in the middle. 2,756. And the least number is 2,728 because its tens place is less than both the tens place of the other two numbers. And you can use the same technique for 3 to 6. Let's move on. Compare the numbers, right? Less than, greater than, or equal to for each blank. So remember that this symbol means less than. This symbol means greater than. And the equal sign obviously means equal to. So let's go to number 1. We can use the same strategy as before to compare these numbers. So when we compare the hundreds place of these two numbers, we can tell that they're the same. So we move on to the tens place. The tens place of this number is 2, and the tens place of this number is 3. Since 2 is less than 3, we have to put the less than symbol. Let's move on to number 2. We have 5,712 and 5,412. The thousands place are the same, so we move on to this hundreds place. The hundreds place of this number is 7, and the hundreds place of this number is 4. Since 7 is greater than 4, we put the greater than symbol. Let's move on to number 5. The tens place of these two numbers are the same, and the ones place of these two numbers are the same. And since that's all they have, we can put an equal sign. Nearest 10. So when we're rounding to the nearest 10, we're just asking what 10 is it closer to. So for 16 is in between 10 and 20. Which 10 would it be closer to? And the answer is 20 because the ones place of 16 is greater than 5. That means we round up, the 1 becomes a 2, and the 6 becomes a 0. So this would be 20. And a general rule is that if the ones place is less than 5, the tens remains the same, so it rounds down. And if the ones place is greater than or equal to 5, it rounds up. So it would go to the next 10. So number 2, since the ones place of 34 is 4, and since 4 is less than 5, it rounds down to 30. That means it's closer to 30 than it is to 40. Let's do number 3, 54. The ones place of 54 is 4, and since 4 is, again, less than 5, it rounds down to 50. Let's try number 5. The ones place of 89 is 9, and since 9 is greater than 5, 89 has to round up. So it would become 90. Let's try number 7. The ones place of 5 is just 5. And since 5 is greater than or equal to, is equal to 5, it has to round up. Since 5 is in between 0 and 10, 5 would round up to 10, if you're confused. Let's move on to the word problems. Sarah has 46 marbles. She wants to know approximately how many marbles she has if she rounds to the number to the nearest 10. How many marbles does Sarah have when rounded to the nearest 10? So approximately just means that you have to round, and it's asking you to round specifically to the nearest 10. So to do that, we have to look at the ones place of 46, and that's just 6. As we said earlier, if the ones place is greater than or equal to 5, then it rounds up. 6 is greater than 5, so 46 rounds to 50. So Sarah has about 50 marbles, rounded to the nearest 10. Let's try number 2. Emily has 57 candies, and Jake has 62 candies. Who has more candies? Use these symbols to compare their amounts. So we're comparing 57 to 62, and to do that we have to look at their tens place first. The tens place of 57 is 5, and the tens place of 62 is 6. Since 6 is greater than 57, we have to put the less than symbol, because 57 is less than 62. 57 is the one being compared, so we have to use the less than symbol. And since 62 is greater than 57, Jake has more candies. Let's do 3. 4 friends collected seashells. Ava collected 43, Ben collected 58, Chloe collected 36, and David collected 49. Arrange the numbers from the greatest to the least amount of seashells. So we have 43, 58, 36, and 49. When we compare the tens place of these 4 numbers, we can tell that 58 is the greatest. So we put that first. But then we have 2 numbers with the same tens place, 43 and 49. So we move to their ones place. We compare their ones place. So 43 has a ones place of 3, and 49 has a ones place of 9. Since 9 is greater than 3, 49 is the next number. Then 43 and 36, because 36 has a tens place of 3, which is less than 4 or 5. And that's all.